What's up, Supply Chain TV? This is Andrew Johnson with Shelf Aware, coming to you live from the front lines of the supply chain, which today is my office. So that's right, I mentioned in episode 2 that I had a very real fear, that I wasn't going to be on the front lines of anything for a while, and that is the case. I'm holed up in my office like I'm sure all of you are. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to first touch on a few observations during this crazy time, and then second, follow up on some comments from episode 2 I made about how lean companies could thrive, not just survive, in a weak economy or in business or marketplace chaos. So first off, observations. A few observations that I find just absolutely interesting and very intriguing about the situation we find ourselves in globally. First off, I don't know if anybody else has gotten any of these, but I got a care package from a supplier in Southeast Asia. It's a care package from China that contains medical masks. That's right, got 150 medical masks here. I plan to donate these to my medical Frontlines friends that are out in hospitals right now. So hopefully they want them because they are from China. So it did take, give me some pause. Hold on one second while I hand sanitize after touching the shipping package that those came in, because they did come from China. But it gave me some pause. I mean, I think it's deeply ironic that I have Chinese suppliers shipping me medical masks now. So that's my first observation that I find crazy during this crazy time. Second observation, because I am one, I find it hilarious. Salespeople, you are freaking out, and I don't blame you. You're used to being outside, out of the office, you're outgoing by nature, you like relationship and conversation, and you have none of it. How do I know we're all freaking out? I see some signs of it on social media, on LinkedIn, people expressing some frustration because they're getting contacted by salespeople who really don't know what to do. So I give you 3 pointers. Number 1, video conferencing. Get good at it. I suggest Zoom conferencing. It's pretty good. It's free to use, but it's getting crushed right now. So they're lowering their bandwidth, getting crushed with traffic, that is. So you might try another service that kind of flies under the radar, and that is Microsoft Teams. If you're a Microsoft Office 365 subscriber, you usually have Teams included in your package. Teams is a rebranding of business Skype. So it includes video conferencing. It also includes other services that are great during this time of remote collaboration, where you can do like instant messaging basically. You can have a file dump, file share between your team members, and then you can just call them quickly on video chats, 1 or more people in your team, or folks that are outside your team or outside your organization. So check out Microsoft Teams. Second, you have to resist the urge, salespeople. Resist the urge of meaningless contact. If you don't have something valuable to say to your clients, something important to say, don't say anything, because we're all freaking out. We're trying to, make adjustments. If you're in a management position, you have a lot on your plate right now. So the last thing you want to hear from is a salesperson that just wants to shoot the shit. So resist the urge of meaningless contact. What you do want to do is adapt your contact points and adapt your marketing and messaging to speak into this crisis, this potentially new normal we're facing, and try and tweak your messaging. If you have service offerings that play well into this crisis of isolation, like for instance, you have a remote inventory monitoring service, that would be handy. I would recommend giving that away for free or reduced. I would recommend talking about that, why it works, why it's remote, why it's effective. That is much more beneficial. And honestly, right now, a lot of eyeballs are on social media. A lot of eyeballs are on the internet because, again, we're not getting calendars filled up with in-person meetings or even meetings in the office. So it could be a good time to do some grassroots marketing if you have something valuable to say. Okay, lastly, I wanted to wrap up this episode number 3 with a kind of a follow-up to a previous conversation I started in episode number 2, and that was that I really believe that lean companies can thrive, not just survive, in a down market, possibly even a recession or depression, or just in market chaos. So here's what I mean by that. First off, lean companies. Who has the chance to really thrive? And that is companies that have strong financial positions, diversified customer and supply bases, and multiple revenue streams. So if that's you, you're in a great position. Second, these are lean by headcount, meaning companies that always operate on a more or less quote unquote skeleton crew. So the way you kind of judge that is look at your close competitors that are relatively the same size in revenue and product volume and see how many people they have. If you're a $20 million company and you have 30 people and you have a competitor that you think is roughly 20 million and they have 60 people, it's a good gauge that you're running a pretty lean operation. You probably deployed process automation, you have stout processes, there's not a lot of doubling back, not a lot of paper pushing. People just get stuff done, they're efficient. So if that's you, again, good, you're in a great position to thrive, not just survive. Third, these are companies with strong market offerings, even in a marketplace that is, recession or a depressed marketplace. So when I say strong market offerings, these are diversified product offerings or diversified service offerings that speak directly into the situation we're finding ourselves. So it'd be service offerings where you're going to drive value into your customer base, and this would be a product offering that's fairly well diversified. Some might say commoditized, because frankly, even in a down economy or in chaos, those commodity products are necessities. They have to be distributed anyway. So those could also be, that could also be a third criteria for companies that could thrive, not just survive in this marketplace, just from my observation. So if that's you, I would be prepared to thrive. I would continue to market your products and services, just tweak the messaging a little bit, and you'll find that in this time of chaos, that the competitors of yours that are not positioned well, they've probably been overly aggressive, have thin margins, and don't have a bevy of services to offer the marketplace in these unique times. You'll find that they might fade away, they might just go out of business entirely, but it'll open up market share for you, opportunity to cut through the ranks, the rank and file, maybe even the big guys in your industry. Could be a good opportunity for you to break through, grow your market share, grow your business, and when things pick up, when things turn around, because take heart, you are in America, well you might not be if you're watching this, but if you're in the USA, you have a good chance we're going to come out of this more or less battered. We'll be scathed a little bit, not completely unscathed, but we'll come out of this on top. The US has a really unique position of geography and demographics that are going to help us weather the storm better than the rest of the world. So none of us are going to come out of this okay. We're all going to be dinged. And again, I think, and I'll talk about this more in subsequent episodes, this coronavirus pandemic is creating what I think is going to be a new normal. Maybe the end of a global economy, or at least speeding up that process. So anyway, I won't get into that because I'm trying to keep these videos brief. So hopefully I didn't talk too fast today. I apologize if I did. And I'll try and get creative and get out on the front lines for episode 4. If anybody will let me on their premises, I'll probably have to put a mask on. Luckily, I got 150 of them, newly disinfected from China. So that's all I got for now. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.